I grew up near the edge of the Appalachian Mountains, and camping trips were part of my life for years. Most of the time, they were uneventful, but there's one trip I'll never forget. It's the reason I'll never set up camp near a cave again. It was early October when me and two friends decided to go camping for the weekend. The air was cool and the leaves had just started turning, so the trails were full of color. We wanted a more secluded spot, away from regular campgrounds, and ended up hiking about 3 miles off a service road. We found a flat area to set up. It had an old limestone cave about 50 yards away. Now, it wasn't huge, maybe 20 feet deep, with a narrow mouth you could crouch through, but it looked like the perfect landmark. We joked that it could be our fridge for food since the air was cooler. That night, we cooked hot dogs over the fire and drank a couple beers and told stories like we always do. Everything felt normal. The forest was alive with crickets, tree frogs, and the occasional snap of branch in the distance. Then, sometime after midnight, we started to notice something strange. At first, it was subtle. What sounded like footsteps near the cave mouth. Not animal footsteps. Heavy, uneven, dragging across stone. We shone our lights over it, but the angle never caught anything inside. My buddy shouted towards it, thinking it might be another camper. That's when we heard a voice. It came from the cave. Just one word. His name. But it didn't sound right. It was cracked and broken, like someone who had only ever heard him speak once and was trying to repeat it. The three of us went silent. I'll never forget the way my stomach dropped in that moment. Then slowly, something stepped out of the shadows. It was tall, at least 6.5 feet, but too thin, its limbs long in a way that didn't look natural. The skin was pale, almost grayish, and stretched like wax over the bone. Its head tilted in these jerky, twitchy motions like it couldn't figure out how to hold itself up. When the firelight hit its eyes, they reflected back like glass, like an animal's caught in a headlight. None of us moved. I could hear my heartbeat over the fire. Then it spoke again, only this time it said my name. Perfectly. My exact tone, my exact pitch, but coming out of something that definitely wasn't human. That was all it took. We grabbed what we could and just ran. We left our gear behind, didn't stop until we hit the service road. The next morning in the daylight, we forced ourselves to go back for the rest. The fire had burned out, but the tent had been ripped wide open, shredded, like it had been slashed. And in the dirt between our camp and the cave were tracks, bare feet, but they were far too large and spaced far apart, like whatever made them had a stride twice as long as ours. We packed everything and left without a word. To this day, I can't explain what we saw. People around here talk about Appalachian Skinwalkers, about things that can mimic voices, about shadows that live in caves. I used to laugh at that stuff, but now I believe it, because whatever stepped out of that cave wasn't an animal, and it wasn't a man either.